Hey everyone, it's Friday. It's time for Off the Ledge. It is, what is the date? It's April 4th. It's 4/4. Welcome to Off the Ledge, the time that I give to you each day to keep you stabilized. I hope it's working. Today, I don't often go on Facebook, but once in a while I go on Facebook and I saw a post from the religious science minister that I knew, and I guess we called him a Reverend Mitch, in Nashville, who introduced me to the Science of Mind, which Church of Spirituality that I have here on my channel is based in Science of Mind. And as you know, I read from Ernest Holmes daily here. And in this post, Reverend Mitch Johnson reminded me that it only takes 17 seconds of visualizing an outcome that you want in order to create the mental equivalent vibration that brings it into being. So I'm going to start with that. I'm going to start with us just closing our eyes for 17 seconds. I think I can set my timer. I'll just keep an eye on the clock, actually. I'll have one eye open. And so I'll just watch the second hand, and we're going to visualize for 17 seconds the United States of America free from this criminal administration. The Orange Buffoon and all his minions, and all the evil Elon minions and evil Elon. And okay, 17 seconds. Ready? Close your eyes and go. And Kamala Harris is in the White House. There, that's it. Every day, do that. Every day, and I'll remind you every day to do that. 17 seconds. You imagine this catastrophe ended and sanity restored to the United States of America. It's worth the time invested, as we know. Now, I know a lot of people are absolutely freaking out, understandably so, that he's crashed the stock market. He doesn't care. Right now, he's selling $5 million tickets for, they look like they're gold, but they're not real gold, but to any oligarch who wants to buy their way into the United States of America. This is not going to stand. And I understand we've been through the ringer, but we can't give up. This is a test of our endurance. It's an absolute endurance test, among other things, but definitely that. So we need to show our strength. Remember Cory Booker? He endured. He didn't stop when he got to 20 hours, right? Ernest Holmes says today, "We are the clay and thou art potter, and we are all the work of thy hand," from Isaiah. This is not a religious channel. This is a spiritual channel. How can we expect to realize God in the emptiness of space if we have refused to see God in those we meet? Remember, those that we meet that we don't like because they're evil, their God is buried. And often brings forth the need for our God to create miracles. Anyway, I digress. And how can we find God in those we meet and in the events that transpire around us unless we have first discovered God at the center of our own being? We cannot. The starting point is at the center of our own being. When we awaken to the divine within us, it will reach out and embrace everything around us, and it will discover the same divine presence in people and in events and in all nature. For God is not separate from what God is doing. The divine life is in everyone and in everything. This is a secret that the great teacher Jesus discovered. This is why he was able to speak as no other person ever spoke. This is why he was able to perform the miracles of love and healing, and in so doing prove a fact so simple, so fundamental, but so powerful that people stand in awe before it. The simple fact that God is right where you are. Amen. Let me tell you something about what we're going through. It's evening the playing field. We don't like it. It totally sucks. And by the same token, it's evening the playing field. The people that were all in on MAGA, the very wealthy, not the billionaires, but the multimillionaires or the millionaires, were really benefiting from all these big tax cuts that this administration just doles out. Just, it's all about the money. With the stock market crashing, they also will be losing their investments, a lot of their funding. So I'm just putting out, what's already going on. I'm not judging or predicting anything. I'm simply saying the playing field is being leveled through this chaos. And the chaos will end. And we'll get into that tonight at Psychic News Network. It is Friday, and we'll see you at 7. Let's listen to what Kathy Beale has to say for the astrology forecast today. To reach Kathy for a reading, go to empowermentunlimited.net. And here we go. Today is the 4th. Hang on one second. I have to find where this is. I hope you're having a good day. It warmed up here in Massachusetts, which is really nice.
This is Kathy Beale of empowermentunlimited.net with Astro Insight for April 4th, 2025. This is the big day of the week. Watch for openings to get something finally moving forward, to stabilize, to use your natural abilities in an unusual way, to finally push something forward that has been cooking since last October, maybe, or January, maybe. There's a sense of steering the path with a firm hand on the wheel. That's all for now.
Excellent. Really excellent for preparing for these huge rallies and protests that are happening tomorrow everywhere. At state houses across the country, various locations across the country, probably in every city, not just the major cities. So that there's a phenomenal amount of people coming out tomorrow. Like Kathy was saying, hands on the wheel. We're driving this train. We're not driving this country into the ground. We're driving this country into a victory by overthrowing this fascist regime led by a man who doesn't give a shit about anybody but himself. Excuse the profanity. It must be that Aries energy kicking in. A lot of Aries energy going on right now. Okay, so now to the Osho deck. Thank you for joining me each day for these videos. I am doing more videos as of late because I am stuck in this plateau, the YouTube plateau, and I really, really am bound and determined to make this work, because it's just not fair, damn it. So I hope it's helping, because I'm committed to helping. 3 cards, and thank you for your kind comments. Definitely join us tonight. Mark your calendar. Tell your friends. PNN is fun. It's like a psychic brouhaha. 3 cards for today. Fighting. Oh, this is kind of really apropos to what Kathy was just saying. Fighting Thunderbolt. Let me tell you right now, you can probably feel it in the air. People are livid. I'm not sure that I've ever felt this level of collective anger in my lifetime. I'm serious. This feels like the most angry the American people have ever been. Because it's just so blatantly stupid what the orange buffoon has done. And it's causing us all to turn inward. And turning inward is a really good way to just calm ourselves. When you're freaking out about what's going on, it's really important to tame that a little bit, to reel it in, and to know that we're all in this together. You're not the only one that's freaking out. And to look around and to be like in the mode, if you're afraid about income and your retirement accounts taking a huge hit, if you're afraid about all that, just get yourself quiet, turn in, remember that this can, and from my perspective, it's being turned around. This can be turned around. This will be turned around. This is being turned around as we speak. So turn in. The only way out of the madness and the chaos in our brains is to go inward, to take those deep breaths that we always practice here, and to get a grip and understand we are in fighting back mode. The Thunderbolt is similar to the tarot card in the Tarot. This whole ruckus, all this insanity is going to have to face us. All this abuse of the American people. And that is what it is. It's out and out collective abuse of the American people. So the people that voted for Trump, the people that were rah-rah buying all his merch and all this all along, the egg is on their faces because the reality has struck. And there's no way to deny it. They've been listening to bile being spewed from the mouths of the most hateful people you can imagine on all the fake news outlets, all the Russian propaganda outlets. They have been listening to them. They've been absorbing all the hatred and vitriol, and now the backfiring is happening. We don't wish it on anybody, but this is where we are. So let's not fight with where we are. I mean, I'm sure the Ukrainians don't like where they have found themselves the past going on 4 years. So let's not complain about where we are, because that weakens us. It keeps us out of the moment. So bring ourselves to the moment. Take those deep breaths. And this is an opportunity to not cave in, but to take charge. All right? Like it's Aries season, it's the ram. Take control. Grab the ram by the horns. All right. We'll see you later on. I will do a pop-up today and PNN and 40 Days to Releasing Religious Guilt. Members, that's available to you. It's an excellent program. And yesterday I thought that it had posted, but I noticed the settings were off. So yesterday's 40 Days to Releasing Religious Guilt, I just made sure it got posted this morning from yesterday. So there'll be another one today. To book a session, psychic@dion.com. I appreciate your donations and booking sessions because it helps me to pay the bills. So thank you. Namaste, and we'll see you soon. Bye.